All right. So I don't know if you can really take this one on. It's quite speculative, not talking about who you could gain through the transfer portal, but guys, obviously, once they get through, not just at Miami, but schools across the country, kind of assess where they stand after spring practice. Hey, I thought I was in better place on the depth chart a month ago, and maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to look elsewhere. So we got William asking about who could possibly transfer out this summer.
I would say, without calling names, because everybody has their favorites and least favorites, I would say look at the positions with the greatest numbers on the roster, because with great numbers means more traffic to get to the front. So I would say, maybe a wide receiver, maybe offensive line. In the past, we've had offensive linemen who came in as, blue chip recruits and shuttled on elsewhere because they figured out, hey, like, I don't have a seat. I don't have a spot. If we're talking about this too deep, and they're talking about all these guys and my name's not listed and I'm with the scout team again for a fourth year in a row, maybe you look that way. Defensive line, I think that there's just a lot of talent. I think that there's young guys who can step up. I think that, bro, you're an Arkansas fan. Shut up. Who'd y'all lose to last year? Who's the small school that beat Arkansas and beat them to death?
Well, nobody last year because they only played an SEC schedule.
The year before.
But who have they lost to? I'll give you a list in just like the last 3 or 4 years. They've lost to Colorado State. They've lost to North Texas. They've lost to Western Kentucky.
No. Western Kentucky, that's the one, because they just scored again on Chad Morris.
They've lost to all those teams.
No, but I mean, yeah, they lost a couple of those. Western Kentucky ran the score up in Fayetteville on these guys. Shut up.
Yeah, it was like 45-16 or something.
Yeah, it was like 28-3 at the half. It was like 53-12.
They lost to Toledo a few years before that.
Come on, man. Come on. Miss me with all of that. So, whatever.
Yeah.
I hope that you enjoyed Alex Collins, because that's the only time they're going to beat Miami ever in the history of life. Shut up. As I was saying, sorry, back to the question at hand. You're going to look, offensive line, wide receiver might be somewhere where a guy on the roster could look to seek shelter elsewhere. Depending on how they feel about things, maybe linebacker, on how those things shake out. I don't really think that there's anywhere else that is I would say maybe those 3 positions, probably in that order, would be the ones that I would look at to have maybe somebody, if that was going to have a position that has someone leave, it would be probably among those 3. Anything other than that, at this time, anything other than those 3 positions would be a surprise to me. And as Eddie put on the screen, I'm not going to say the names. You see it. I'm going to go down the positions really quickly. Wide receiver, offensive line. Just say it.